Hi, I'm Donna Judd, and I'm standing here in the middle of the Capitol, literally, with Representative Lee Denny. You just finished speaking to a breezy crowd out there.
Oh, yes, I did. An amazing crowd. I do think we may have 25,000 out there.
I'm going to agree with you. I had to come through that as well. I forgot something and had to go back and then back up. Oh, my.
Yes. It was amazing. It was daunting. And, you know, it's great to see people in the state petition their government. In a time when we have voter apathy and so many people don't care what's going on in government, I think it's awesome that many people cared enough to come to the Capitol to petition their state government.
Well, and petition it in a lively and energetic, fun way from what I saw when I was down there.
Very lively, very energetic, very safe, but wanting to get their point across.
Well, Lee, I want to talk about the House Bill 2640, the one about the alternative education. Since we have 368,000 reasons that these people are here today, I feel like alternative schools enter into those numbers, of course. Tell me a little bit about the three-tiered system that the State Board of Education will implement.
Well, I just want to make one correction. 678,000. Students are in our school.
Thank you.
So almost twice as big as you stated. So we have a lot of reasons, and I believe our kids are our biggest cash crop. And we ran the alternative education bill because we haven't done anything about alternative education. You can argue whether it's been 20 years or 40 years, but it's been a long time. And we're implementing a lot of reforms into our education, and this simply is going to allow us to help those kids bridge those gaps. Kids that learn differently, kids that miss different parts of education, we'll be able to fill in the blanks through alternative education. And the tiered system mainly is going to get students into the areas where they need the help, the different kinds of help that they need, and really boost up alternative education and make it work for our kids as we enact these reforms.
Well, I was excited to see information on that coming through because I feel like alternative schooling catches a lot of kids that would otherwise be dropouts.
Absolutely, and that's what we don't want. We want to raise our graduation rate out of high school and make these children the best productive citizens that we can in the state. We want them to be taxpayers, not tax users, and to do that, we need to make sure they get their education.
Well, Lee, since you were first elected as Oklahoma State Representative in 2004 till now, what would you say are your top 3 experiences that you're most proud of while you have served District 33?
Oh, well, thank you for that. Certainly what I'm in right now, funding education properly and getting it back to where it needs to be, I'm very excited about this. Hope it makes it through the process. If it doesn't, we'll keep trying. I've worked on a lot of education things. I'm very proud of some of the reforms that we've done. They haven't gone smoothly, but I think as we ride the waves through all the pitfalls, this will benefit our students. And I guess the other thing that I'm kind of known for is working on eliminating puppy mills here in the state. And as a veterinarian, knowing the heinous conditions that some of our animals are kept in, working on that issue has been very important to me as well.
Aren't we close to having something passed to where they can no longer gas in the shelters or the pounds, I should say?
We are very close to that. Very few cities are doing that still, so we're very close in eliminating that. And, you know, animals are given to us as our responsibility to take care for them. And from birth to death, we need to see that they're housed properly, fed properly, and when the time comes, put to sleep the most humanely way as possible.
Well, as I mentioned, we're looking at another election in November, and your seat in District 33 is going to be on the ballot this year. This election will mark your last opportunity to serve District 33 with the 12-year term limit in place. What message would you send to voters going to the polls to make their choice for Oklahoma State Representative for District 33 on November 4th?
Well, thank you for this opportunity. You know, it has been absolutely an honor to serve House District 33 for the past 10 years. It will go down as one of the best, the highlights of my entire life. I do believe I have the best district in the state. Wonderful people, people that like to be engaged in the system, people that let me know what they're thinking. I am getting ready to run for my last term, so I certainly hope they're pleased with the job I've done and they'd be willing to return me to office. As I've said, it's just been a total honor to serve House District 33. So I look forward to running again, and I hope they'll return me to office.
Now, should you be reelected or not for this last term as representative, what, if any, are your future political plans?
You know, it's hard to say right now because politics is all about timing. When I ran for office the first time, the seat became open at a time when it was good for me to run. So it's hard to say. I am keeping my options open, and I'll just see, where the opportunities open on what I'll do in the future. But I will be doing something. I'm just not sure what.
Well, Lee, I have to say you're very well liked in the Cushing area. Is there any message in particular that you'd like to send your hometown, the Cushing residents, while we have you at this interview?
Oh, well, thank you so much for this honor. You know, Cushing is such a hustle and bustle right now with the pipeline, all the construction work, all the oil field workers. It's a wonderful to see the town just really blossom like it has hotels, new restaurants. I just ask that the people be patient with the city fathers in the state as we continue to grapple with our own infrastructure problems. It is one of the best places in the world to live. We have wonderful schools. Our kids are doing well in our schools. Our schools do a good job by our parents, by the school board, and our educators. So I think it's a little piece of heaven. And so I just encourage people, as you graduate high school, think about bringing your business back to Cushing. And let's continue to make it the thriving little town that it is, where you can raise your kids, you know they're safe, and you know they get good values.
Absolutely, Lee Denny. Well, I know you've got a lot going on, and there is a lot going on here at the Capitol today. Wow, what a day at the Capitol. It's been great. And she's, oh my, wow.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much.
Just one of your admirers here. Wow, that's fabulously. Yeah. All right, this is Donna Judd at the state capitol. We're visiting with Lee Denny, state representative for District 33. Hi, I'm Donna Judd from Red Dirt Media Group in Cushing, Oklahoma, catching up here with Jonathan Small at the state capitol. Jonathan Small, what do you do here at the Capitol?
Donna, my name is Jonathan Small. I'm the Vice President for Policy for the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs. We are a nonprofit organization that puts out public policy ideas based on the ideas of free market principles, ensuring that government programs work in a way that they empower citizens so that services work better, but then also so we can conserve revenue so that taxes can be low as well.
If you could say anything to anyone watching that's kind of paid attention to your area of expertise, what would you say?
You know, I think that what's important is we would agree with a lot of the people that were outside that there are performing teachers who should be compensated better. We think the challenge, though, with our education system is not that there's not enough revenue, it's just that it's being allocated in an inappropriate manner. According to the State Department of Ed, our total common education revenue available per student is $12,206. We think that that's enough money, it's just that we're not allocating those revenues in the right way. Let me give you an example of that. Student enrollment grew from 1998 to 2011 by 6%. But administrative positions grew by 49%. You know, if you think about it in this way, as far as how it impacts a teacher, if the administrative position growth had tracked the enrollment growth, we could have given a raise per teacher of $4,200 or more per year. I think the other thing that's important too is we're now in Oklahoma, the average superintendent salary is right at around $100,500. That's a lot of money that could be spent and allocated elsewhere. The National Education Association points out that Oklahoma ranks 10th in the number of school districts. And then the Census Bureau actually points out that we rank 11th in general administration spending in common education compared to per capita income. So we definitely would agree that the core areas of education spending need to see more money, but we think that there's revenue available there if both lawmakers at the state level and then local leaders will do the tough work to reallocate those revenues.
Do you make any difference between rural schools and then the larger urban area schools?
You know, I think that definitely one of the things we have to look at is that there's differences. I think that's been one of the struggles, is that a lot of the numbers that are quoted, they're on a statewide basis. So sometimes what's happening in one area of the state or one rural school is not the same thing that's happening in revenue. A great point, like you bring up, is that Edmond, for example, has seen almost a $20 million growth in local revenues. It's right at 18 million, 0.5. Well, there's some rural schools that, because their populations are stagnant, they haven't seen much property revenue growth. And so we really think that that's where we've got to move. There's always a lot of discussion about Texas and comparing teacher salaries to Texas, and we want to get our teacher salaries to Texas. But we have to understand that Texas is in a much better position in the way that it allows local areas to generate revenue, and the way they're structured, the flexibility that they have related to property taxes. And so we need to see those kinds of changes happen. And there's still time for lawmakers to do that this year. And then we can really see teachers be paid what they're worth, and then also see success happen with students as far as performance in the classroom.
If we have viewers watching this that would like to get in contact with you, they like what you've been saying, they're interested in how these changes can occur, how can they do that?
They can go to our website, www.ocpathink.org, and they can see a number of our information there as well. If you're interested in emailing me, you can email me at jonathan@ocpathink.org, and be glad to talk to you. If you want to call, the number is 405-602-1667.
Jonathan, thank you so much for taking time out of your day here today at the Capitol. Appreciate it.